Hello, hello, hello. It has been 9 months, my friends, 9 months. Today's video is going to be vastly different than regular. I've decided I want to start a podcast. What is this podcast going to be called? Couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. Will I know by the end of this video? Maybe. Will I know by the time this video is out? For sure. Will it change in time? Potentially. I have no idea. But we are here, and we are in this lovely, comfy, might I add, space. And I am just truly thrilled to be here, and I hope you guys are as thrilled as I am. If you like this, let me know, because I'm highly insecure. And I mean that wholeheartedly. So I'd like to know what you guys think. I might just keep throwing out these episodes just for fun. Today is July 13th, 2026. In the Big 26, we are doing a podcast. And I'm thrilled. And let me tell you, I've been talking about this Okay, let's pull some crazy things out. Let me make sure this is... Okay, I'm going to be really paranoid about this microphone. I'm worried that it's going to die on me. It won't be like this in every episode. It's just going to be this one. I'm a little stressed about it. Back in the big 7th grade, my friend and I went to the back of the band locker room during lunch, and we would film podcast episodes about Harry Potter every single day. And girl, when I tell you, that was the light of my life, and ever since that day, I have wanted to do a podcast. Truly, truly, truly. And because I always watched the Marauders version, or the Marauders Emma's version, and I loved it, and I listened to the whole thing, like, over a period of years. I listened to them as they came out, and it was so good, and I stopped listening to podcasts after I finished that one, because I was like, that was the only one I've ever been interested in. Then, literally 3 or 4 weeks ago, I started listening to podcasts again, and it's all I listen to. I don't even, I listen to music, but I listen to podcasts. Like, it's crazy. And I've wanted to do this for so long, and I've talked about it for so long, because I have so many opinions, and I have so much to say, and I know that doesn't shock anybody. But yeah, and so I always wanted to start this, and so that's kind of why we're here. I'm Sadie Grethel, I'm from New York, and I'm truly excited to be here, and I hope you are excited as I am. Today, I have decided that we are going to do this in 5 segments, the first one being the introduction, the last one being the conclusion. Like a paragraph, you see 3 body paragraphs. My goal for this podcast is to have guests on it eventually. I'm going to do some by myself, some with some guests. I don't know. Whatever you like. Let's spice things up. My goal is also to do one a month. However, it being July, and there's some people that I want to catch before they go to college in August, I might throw out 3 or 4 this month. Not this month, I'm sorry. Like, over the course of this summer, July and August, because there are a few people I would like to have on, if this does as well as I hope it does. So yeah, let's kind of get into it, shall we? The first segment, I'm still playing around with the order. I think I have a good order. The first segment is song lyrics that you think about often and why. So, I chose 3 song lyrics. One, I guess I kind of chose 4, but you'll see. So the first one we'll do is the one from The Spins by Empire and Son and Mac Miller, featuring Mac Miller. We're gonna start strong on this one. Okay, ready? She bubbling, we effin' then you cuddling, like baby where the F you been? Don't wanna tell you she's in love with him. So, we ain't say nothing. You could probably tell she bluffin', 'cause she kissed you on the mouth, she gave you head with my concussion. I mean, the whole song to me is just lyric genius. But that one gets me in a way that's just like, you did that. You really did that. Okay, this is driving me nuts. I have an Alani next to me. Can you hear it? It's like making bubbling noises. Oh, I hope you just heard me drink that. I'll cut that out. Isn't that just the most insane lyric you've ever heard? Especially the end. She kissed you with the mouth, she gave me head with my concussion. I mean, come on. I mean, come on. Who thinks of these things? The Spins. And I love you for that. And Mac Miller. Or, I'm sorry, The Spins is the song. I meant Empire and Son. And also Mac Miller. I love you guys. Truly. Truly. So interesting. Okay. That's my first one that I have. The next one that I have. Why? I would like to name this. The next one that I have, there we go, is from Haircut by Noah Kahn. You grew your hair out long, now you think you're Jesus Christ. There ain't nobody mistaking your guilt for some great sacrifice. Got bored in New Hampshire space, you left us for the New York Times, now you stumble around like a ghost telling people how you died. First of all, I think Noah Kahn is a lyric genius. I think everything he says has such a deeper meaning, whether it's written poorly or not. It always feels so deep, and the way he sings it is so like special. Originally on this, I wanted to do these segments and play them for you to hear them sing it, but I'm audio wise, I don't know how that's going to work right now. I might get better at it. I might figure it out. But at the current moment, audio wise, we can't do it. But I love him. I love the way he sings, and I love the way he brings his words to life in a way that you can't really understand until you really break it down. And I find that so special, and not a lot of artists have that. But to dissect this a little bit, it's essentially saying, you grew your hair out long, and now you think you're Jesus Christ. Ain't nobody mistaking your guilt for some great sacrifice. Essentially, you did one thing, and now you think you're amazing. And that's the same with, and now you stumble around like a ghost telling people how you died. You did one thing. Now, and nobody cares, but now you're telling everybody because you think you're amazing. Whether I'm interpreting that wrong or not, it's amazing. And if I am interpreting it wrong, who cares? Because it's up for interpretation. Because that is how special his lyrics always are. It's like I can do whatever I want with them, whether he means it or not. I can relate it to myself however I want. You know? Isn't that so crazy that like an artist can help you with that? I just think that's amazing. Truly, truly. I find him amazing, you know, and I love him for that. So the next one I have is it's a very interesting one. This one is kind of a two-parter, which is interesting because it's two different songs that I'm going to talk about. But the first one is She Looks Like Fun by the Arctic Monkeys. And this is a chorus that is repeated often, but they changed the beginning of it. Good morning. She looks like fun. Cheeseburger. She looks like fun. Snowboarding. She looks like. I mean, were you thinking? This whole album is so dumb that it's amazing. There's a song on it called The Ultra Cheese. Literally, how much better can it get? I mean, the Arctic Monkeys themselves are just so incredible to me, for multiple reasons. But one being that they get away with stuff like this, and people eat it up. I mean, you're a genius. You're a genius. Okay, here's the second one. This is from Tranquility Base Hotel and Casino. The song. The album is also called that. But this is the song. Oh, wait, no. Yes. Am I wrong? No, I'm right. This is the opening lyric. Okay? Jesus in the day spot, filling out the information form. Mama got her hair done, just popping out to sing a protest song. Now let me ask you one thing there, Alex Turner. Jesus in a day spa, filling out the information form. What does that mean? You know what? Let's look it up. What does that mean? When okay, it says Alex Turner highlights the absurd generification? I'm dyslexic, leave me alone. Of space and how modern society commodifies and sanitizes spirituality. These are a lot of big words that I'm too stupid for. It's a tongue-in-cheek way of saying, if we build resorts on the moon, what happens to human nature, faith, and mystery when it's all filtered through the digital information forms? Wow! All that, and Jesus in a day spa filling out the information form. Crazy. A fictional lunar resort where even the most sacred of profound figures are reduced to mundane and corporate bureaucracy. Wow. That's actually way deeper than I thought it was. I'm impressed. That's intense. Wow. That was a good one. I don't think she looks like fun means anything, though. I mean, how can it? If you actually look up the lyrics, the things that they say, it's just like, what? What? I mean, I guess that is most songs. Like, have you ever listened to any Radiohead song ever and thought, do these lyrics mean anything? They do. But God, how you would never know. I mean, there's some crazy, crazy things that they say, and they just mean some deep stuff, you know? Okay, next segment is recent events in my life. Not recent events in life, but in my life. This is my favorite segment, I think. It's going to be my favorite segment, I think. So let's talk about my recent events. I wrote down 4. Okay, 1, marching band starts in a few hours, and I am drum major this year. So it is currently 2:16 p.m., and marching band starts at 6 p.m. So I'm really excited, and I auditioned for drum major reluctantly. And I was chosen, and that was such a huge honor. And if you're not from New York or you're not involved in marching band, essentially a drum major is the leader of the band in the sense of a few things. So we have 4, right? And if you are from a big school district, I don't know how many you normally have, but I do know there's always one on the podium. And that is the most important job, is the conductor of the band, right? And that is not me. That is not me. That is my good friend Bella. And she is the conductor on the podium. I am her backup conductor, which I think is super interesting and super cool. Because we've never had that before. And they made that position. They wanted to have another person to do it. And because I was willing, they were like, well, that's perfect. We've never had anyone willing to do it before. So now I'm doing it. And I think that's super cool. And I'm super, super excited. And not even just to be a drum major, but just because these are people that I never get to see, you know? I mean, not never, but like, it's summer, right? I don't see my friends. And I am thrilled. There's a huge hole in my heart from the people who are gone for this season, who graduated this year. A huge hole in my heart. And going back tonight is scary. And being like the top dog, because this is my senior year, guys. This is my last marching band show. I've been doing this for 6 years. Isn't that crazy? I've won 2 championships, made school history. Yeah. I mean, some crazy things that have happened during we got the police called on us once. I switched instruments my second year. I went through cycles of people in those instruments, and I convinced my best friend to do it with me this year, and she is learning the instrument that I play, which I play mellophone. But my main thing is really marching. Like, I love marching. And yeah, so that's really special. They also made a leadership council this year, which I think is really special and really interesting, that I think is going to get us a lot done. But I'm really excited. And so that starts in a few hours, and I thought I would just throw that out there. Okay, also a recent event in my life. I think I have more. Work going back up. So recently, it is, again, July, and school ended for me on June 16th, so about a month ago. And I have been getting 3 hours a week at work, which I think sucks. But this week, starting tomorrow, I have 16.93 hours this week. So your girl is making bank, and she's going to pay off her car, and I'm thrilled about it. Also, I guess this is my next thing. I got my license in December, and I have my car that I got in February, and I love it. Yeah, so that's my next little thing, which I think is really fun and really enjoyable. Next, guys, if you don't know about the Planet Fitness summer program for a gym membership, hop on now. I love my Planet Fitness membership. I wish I had it all year round, but I'm not willing to pay because I'm so busy. But man, do I love it. I love it. It starts up June 1st, ends August 31st. And it's like you apply for a summer program for high school students, and it's free. And it's amazing. And I'm going there after I film this episode. Like, I love it. And you guys need to hop on because you are missing out on the joys that the gym brings. I'm telling you, it's amazing. It's so fun. Next, my trips. So I just got back from a 2-week trip. One trip to Florida, one trip to Boston. They overlapped. I went to Florida for dance, but also to hang out and spend time with my family. So we did Universal, Disney, Epic Universe, and then Nationals. I know Epic Universe is Universal, but to separate, they are separate. So we did all of those. I went to Universal in January with my school, with my jazz band, and that was the most amazing trip I've ever been on. And this didn't even come close, but it was nice going back, but I truly miss my friends. And then I went to Boston on Wednesday, which if you guys know, Noah Khan played Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. And I did get to go to the show on Wednesday. I came back from Florida that morning and went straight to Boston, and I got to see Noah Khan in concert for the second time because I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky, and I grew up this lucky. But I got to see Noah Khan in concert, and it was amazing. Do I wish we had gone on Friday? Yes. Am I still thrilled that we went on Wednesday? Yes. Why do I wish we went on Friday instead of Wednesday? Friday, he played. Guys, if you are a Noah Khan fan, hold on to your seat for this one. He played Godlight, Headed North, and False Confidence. I mean, and yes, I got to see him play Mess in concert, and Lighthouse, and that was amazing. And that was the first time he'd played those songs. However, those three, Headed North, Godlight, and False Confidence, are my top 3. And he played those the night after mine. And we tried to get tickets for that night and couldn't get them. So don't play with me right now. But anyway, it was amazing. It was fantastic, and I got to see my aunt and uncle, which I don't normally, because they live in Boston, and I don't. But yeah, it was amazing. It was such a good time. So yeah. Okay, that is it for the recent events in my life. I'm trying to make this not super long. Right now we're at 18 and a half minutes. My goal was to do max 30 minutes. So this is going to be a good length for an episode, I think. Okay. So my next segment, my last real segment, is 3 fun facts of something that you're interested in right now. I have a lot of interests. I have a lot of strange interests. I also have a lot of hyperfixations. And my recent one has been ghosts and hauntings and San Antonio, to be specific. And the reason it is San Antonio, I've been there. And I went to the Alamo. And I stayed in a haunted hotel. And I went on a ghost tour. I mean, I was 11 or something. But it was amazing. And recently, I was listening to Broski Report. And she did bring it up. I was like, you're right. Like, I forgot all about this. And so I did a little bit of research. And here is one of the most interesting things I've ever read. So this was called The Devil's Den. Okay. Located near Ingram Park Mall. This is a direct quote from the article I found it on. This eerie spot has a haunting history, known as a fave hangout spot for 90s kids' shenanigans, including smoking, paintball, and underage drinking. Urban legends about supposed satanic rituals and murders have also surrounded this locale. 2 teenage boys were in fact murdered in 1996 and were missing for a month before their bodies were discovered in a field behind the Pipers Creek subdivision in northwest San Antonio in December of that year. Gossip around the murders led to rumors that the victims, Christian and Eric, were murdered in a satanic ritual. Some even say that remnants of said ritual were discovered at the site, though authorities refuted this claim. The truth is that a classmate of Holmes High School allegedly killed the 2 students. It was a San Antonio hangout spot. Like, isn't that so crazy? That, like, satanic rituals, like, wow. Also, so that is just one of the many things, but also, like, there's one in Boston. This isn't just a one-time thing. This was just, like, on the Ghost where they brought this up, and now I think about it really often. But this is, like, still happening to this day. There is a very high graveyard because there were so many people in such a small space that they kept piling the bodies. So, like, comparatively to the sidewalk, it's about your height. My height. I'm short. Okay, I'm 5 foot. 5'2" in counting, or 5'1", 5'2". I don't really know, but I'm not tall. So it was about my height. Keep in mind this was 4 years ago, so I might have been shorter. I doubt it. I don't grow, but you never know. And essentially, people at the college, I don't know if it was Boston College or maybe some other medical college around there, they would sneak out at night and they would dig through the sides of this cemetery and they would pull out the dead bodies and use them for learning purposes. And it was a scandal. And they would take the dead bodies and they would never put them back. They would just cover it back up. And it's like, let's think about this in 2 different factors, right? Where in the world would we be without them, right? Like what the things that we've done because people have done stuff like this, the strides that we have made in medication and medicine in general, I mean, thanks to them, right? But then there's another side of it where it's like, what if that was your sister? Like, what if that was your child, that they were taking, and now you can't go to their spot anymore to say, like, you'd be really proud of me for this, right? But you can't go there and lay flowers because they're not there anymore, because they were stolen. However, would you know? Would you know that it was them? Because, I mean, there's always going to be speculations, but how would you ever know? I don't know. I think about that often, actually. And then, like, even the fact that, like, it's still going on. Like, that's crazy. I don't know. Very interesting to me. Kind of love it. But I do have a lot to say about that in the sense of, like, where would humanity be without them? But where would it be with them? Like, where is it with them? Also, I had a very interesting conversation last night about what you put in your body, and I learned a lot of things. But that probably isn't a now topic because I do have 2 more. These ones are very short ones. These ones are not as interesting. One of them. Octopi have 3 hearts and blue blood. I'm sure this is a common, like, knowledge thing. It wasn't to me. I'm also stupid. I'm also ignorant on most subjects. This being one of them. What do you mean they have 3 hearts? And then again, I'm going to Google this one. Could they live without one of the hearts? Can octopi live without one of their 3 hearts? Let's find out. It cannot. It has to have all 3. So one of them is to get blood to the brain. One of them. The other 2 are because an octopus has blue blood. Because it has blue blood, it doesn't oxygenate as well. And so the other 2 are used to oxygenate at the same effective way as our blood does to our heart, which is why we only need 1, because we have red blood. And that's different. Which, I mean, mind-boggling. But also, do humans have red blood? I know that sounds really stupid, but isn't it not isn't it not red till it touches the air? So what is it before? Alright, hold on. Stupid girl has to figure something out. Do humans, this is going to sound so stupid, have internally red blood? I don't care about the blood cells. I just care about the actual blood. Oh. Okay, so who told me that when it touches the air that it turns? You know, it's always touching the air because there's oxygen throughout your entire body. I'm so ignorant. God. Anyway. Oh, wait. Yes. This one. Yes. Now I'm interested. It says, okay, so it's red before it touches the air, but it becomes a brighter red when it touches the air. So I'm not entirely stupid. I knew there was a color change, and I knew it had something to do with red. I don't know. But then it says it also turns dark brown as it dries. I mean, ew, but whatever. Okay. I screwed up. But anyway, I just thought that was really interesting. Also, this is also, I believe, a common knowledge one, but did you know that when otters sleep, they hold hands so they don't float away from each other? I just think that's so cute and special. Also, an otter is my favorite animal. I'm don't know a ton on otters. I should look that up. I should learn more about them. But I don't know a ton about them. But I just find them super interesting. And I would like to know more about them. And I think they're really cute. Also, have you seen the other otters? Like there's like otters like that I've my Alexa's going off. I don't know what's happening. But the other otters are like low-key scary and they're 6 feet tall. What are they called? What is the 6-foot otter called? It's called a giant otter. They're scary looking. Ah! It can reach up to 6 feet in length and weigh up to 76 pounds. And they look like a platypus because they have webbed hands. Weird. I love otters, but that one scares the crap out of me. Yeah, I mean, I would like to learn more about otters and sea creatures in general because I feel like humans as a whole are so blind to the ocean and what's in it and what matters, and it's like also I have a huge problem with society and the way we treat the ocean and the way we treat animals in general because they were here first and like why do we believe that we are better than them? Like if someone says like, "Oh, a bear killed this guy." People are like, "Stupid bear. God, stupid bear." And then there's the people that are like, "Well, he's dumb. He shouldn't have gone face to face with a bear." But then again, we have no problem with killing deer, hunting deer. Hunting is a sport. That's like a thing that people do. They hunt, you know? And like that's crazy. Like you think you're so much better than someone that you will just shoot to kill and then just leave it there. Because people, half the time, people don't even take the animal with them that they killed. They just leave it there. Shoot something else. Shoot a can. Shoot a target. What are you doing? Why are you killing animals? They are more important than we are. They were here first. Also, I also, I don't, we need to have a segment on here. You know what? We'll add that segment next time of things I don't understand. Because there is countless things I don't understand. One of them being animals and dinosaurs. And I don't understand how animals lived. And also how dinosaurs died. I don't get it. This was explained to me, and I've talked about this before, I think on my Snapchat, but from what I have been told, dinosaurs, the meteor hit, which is what I don't understand. If a meteor hits, right, how did it wipe out the whole planet of just dinosaurs? And is that even true? Like, I don't know, it's mind-boggling to me. I have been told that the meteor hit and caused a debris throughout the entire atmosphere, and what survived, and natural selection, Charles Darwin, the dinosaurs did not. So hibernating animals did because they had shelter. But then, if that, how did the world survive? Because now you're saying there was a debris around the entire world, and the animals that survived had food to eat? Like, no, because they don't have any, there's no plants to live. I mean, the only one, because that would wipe out herbivores, would it not? Because now you have no plants. So that should wipe out the whole thing of herbivores. So then now we're only left with carnivores or omnivores. So do animals just choose to be vegetarian? Like, is that what's happening? I mean, we do. I don't know. As a species, are we omnivores? That's got to be a yes. I mean, come on. Are humans, as a species, considered omnivores? Omnivores. I don't know how to spell that. Oh, I was right. Now, hold on, because that's not what I asked. Yes. Which leads me to so many more questions. However, interesting. So, which makes sense comparatively to a monkey, because monkeys are omnivores. So it makes sense that we would be omnivores. However, I'm curious. We came from apes. Apes are herbivores. Oh, never mind. Okay, they're predominantly plant-based, but they are omnivores. Okay, that's interesting to know. Okay, well now I know that. Huh. Yeah, that'll lead me to a lot more questions, but I don't want to get into that today. We're already past the time I want it to be. Okay, my next thing, I don't even know how I got there, but my next thing, this is a dumb one now, is there's a language to which, to my knowledge, is made up of multiple languages. I'll do more research, again, ignorant, don't know anything, called Hawaiian Pidgin, Pidgin, Pidgin. Because I was listening to Drew and Brittany and Dace, and they were talking about how um, about a pigeon accent, and I was like, a pigeon accent. So I googled it, and it sure enough is its own accent and its own language. And what I read was it was made up of multiple languages, which I believe is Spanish, Hawaiian, and English, but I could be wrong. Um, but I just thought that was very interesting that there was something called pigeon. Again, not that interesting after what I was just talking about. But yeah. Okay, guys, we hit everything on my list that I wanted to talk about, which is a significant list. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys so much for watching if you made it this far. And let me know if you liked this episode and if you thought it was interesting as much as I did. I really had fun making it. So if you like it, we will continue. And if you don't, I'm going to post another one with a guest and you can tell me which one you prefer. Or if you just like me in general and you think I'm cool and awesome, because I know I am. Just so you guys know, I'm aware of my cool and awesomeness. Let me tell you what time it is, because I'm curious. What time is it? It is 2:40 now on the dot. So, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you had a great time. I'll see you on the next episode of whatever this podcast is going to be called. Bye.